so it doesn't have to be a straight line. If I'm walking too fast.
Behind me, you'll see we have the state vehicles here. This is for His Excellency the President alone. We have his, that was his gift from the People's Republic of China. It's a left-hand drive vehicle.
Room is called the VIP Lounge. All of His Excellency's guests are special to the State House and to the President as well. And just behind in that
The President, His Excellency, President, every morning.
We are the members of the landscaping and grounds team. Our aim is to
Official residence in 1987. The morning group. This is where the Excellency meets the guests, mostly the Prime Minister.
Just to add on that one.
Yes, His Excellency is the champion for backyard gardening, but here he termed it backyard farming because we have a huge farm. 80% of what's prepared here for them is just from Rotaka, tomatoes, all the root crops, and all the root crops which we have today. Welcome to the State House. Please. On behalf of His Excellency, the President,
The Minister for Education, Heritage and Arts, the Honourable Rosie Akbar. Ma'am, Assalamualaikum. So good to see you after the COVID lockdown. It's been a while. I'll talk to you more about it. So nice to see you. The Acting Permanent Secretary for Education, Mrs. Susan Kiran. The Acting Chief Executive Officer of Vodafone Fiji Limited, Mr. Ranu Prasad. The Director General, Digital Government Transformation, Mr. Tua Marlala. Let's go. Charini Dami. The special guests for the day, the student winners, your parents, your guardians, and your teachers, ladies and gentlemen, friends, Nisambul Naka. Namaste, Noemauri, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good afternoon to you all. Now we have my wife, Sarote, she met sitting on the side, and the staff of the Office of the President, the household. Is indeed a great pleasure for all of us to welcome you all to the State House today. I have been reliably informed that your brief tour around the State House compound had been both informative and interesting, and that you were able to meet some of my hardworking staff members and have now been briefed about the functions and the responsibilities of this office. Now please allow me to first of all acknowledge all the winners who are present here with us today. From the 5 winning schools, your guardians, your parents and teachers, congratulations to one and all. Nawali, well done. We are making history today. In fact, we are creating history. I'm also pleased to note that you have all been able to travel to Seoul from as far as the north. Now, Lambasa College students and your guardians and your parents and friends, when it was raining very heavily this morning, I was very worried in case your flight got diverted or delayed. But I'd like to thank the Fiji Link for making sure that you arrived on time. And I was told that the police did provide an escort to get you through the Suva traffic from Nusuri to Suva on time. And not only that, we had students and the parents and friends from the Western Division, from the Raki Methodist Mission School, and despite the inclement weather, we are all here safe and sound. And at this junction, I'll be remiss of me if I do not acknowledge and thank the good Reverend for the very short and divine inspirational presentation this morning as we go Angawel. We thank the Lord for stopping the rain so you can travel around the compound. Now let's continue to pray that He'll give you good weather to fly back to Lambasa this afternoon. And for those of you who are traveling back by road, safe return. And to the students, thank you most sincerely as well for all your very well researched and creative contributions to the prompt given for this year's Constitutional Challenge some weeks back. And let me remind again about the prompt has given the challenge of the coronavirus pandemic, how all of us can work together to uphold every Fijian's right to health as enshrined in our Fijian Constitution. Now, personally, I learned a lot by just listening to your presentation, which was presented here during the Constitution Day a couple of weeks ago. You did very well. In fact, I wish you were here to witness the presentation. Was put on virtual on the screen, and I was looking forward to meeting each and every one of you after this. And as you know, I publicly acknowledge you as winners during the Constitution Day reception. As I mentioned, and now I have the opportunity to meet you. Now, at this junction, please let me refresh our thoughts and knowledge about the effects of COVID-19. And for your information, my staff and I, or some of my staff and I, my senior officers, we went to Ret'd over the weekend because Fiji Link has kindly agreed to keep the plane on the ground for 3 to 4 hours so that we can do our thing. I spoke to the chiefs of the people of Ret'd about COVID-19 because when you are that far removed from Suva and the TV news, Fiji Times, and Fiji Sun, a lot of our folks on the island prefer to go fishing and do other things. So they're not very well familiar with some of the events that are happening around us. But I reminded them about the effects of COVID-19 and the new norm, which you all know about, or should know about, and how the COVID-19 pandemic is going to change the way we lead our lives and the way we interact with each other. Not only in their capacity as students, but how we interact within Fiji and the global community, regional, internationally, when all these restrictions are lifted. And let's keep hoping and praying that it'll be soon. But thank God, with the technology, we'll be able to, despite the COVID-19 restrictions and the other challenges, we've been able to communicate with each other. Now, the statistics which I was given is quite staggering and mind-boggling. In fact, it's quite scary. Now, last week when I spoke to the chiefs of the people of Ret'd, I said, globally, the death toll is just under 29 million, but now it's 30 million worldwide. What's the population of Fiji? May I pose a question now before I proceed any further? Students? Okay. We're not even 1 million yet. When I go around the country as your head of state and as your president, I've been encouraging young people to let's increase the population. Because, you know what I mean? But yeah, 30 million, that's a lot of people. Sadly, we've lost a lot of lives. And as we speak, the figures continue to rise. And thank God for our little country, up to date, we had 32 confirmed cases, only 2 deaths, and we have 4 active cases. In this regard, I'd like to thank our health workers, the doctors and the nurses, and our members of the police and the military for making sure that we have this virus contained. I think, I can safely tell you that, we are showing the world how it is to be done. We are showing the world that we are obedient, we are disciplined in making sure that we follow instructions from government of the day. You look around the world today, a lot of people are succumbing to the virus because they are not so obedient like you and I, listening to the authorities and doing the right thing. Care Fiji app, I got this under my notes. Before we boarded the plane last week, I asked my team, please make sure, and I certainly made sure that my wife had the app in her phone, because the last thing is the 2 of us being offloaded at Nandi because we didn't have the app on our phones. But that's something which you young people know more about than I do. But it's an essential tool which we should use in trying to help the authorities with their work of containing the virus. Advocacy program, wow. Let me digress a little bit. I wear a number of hats, as you've learned this morning, and there are 3 government initiatives which I champion. One is I champion the national effort to keep fit and well. As you can guess, and I'm sure you've been told about how we carry out our routine here in the State House. For information, my wife and I, together with most of my staff, we get up at about 4 o'clock in the morning, and by 5 o'clock we are on the road, walking or running. So we do about 5Ks. It's too risky to run around some of the sewer roads, so my wife and I decided we do it around the compound. It's big enough. 1 circle around the compound is a kilometer. And this morning, because it was raining, my wife got soaked walking her 4 kilometers with her team. But I decided at my age, I might get a cold, so I went to the gym. Did you go down to the gym this morning? So we have a very nice gym down there, a modern day gymnasium which we utilize on a daily basis. And the latest program in our gym work is, you see my female staff members, they have a Zumba class. I've been trying to join them, but I was told that when they do their thing, the gym is off limits to the men. I respect that. And as a soldier, I believe in keeping fit and well. And to top up or to summarize finish off our week's PT program. Oh, sorry, you can't see the Namusi Hill. It's too cloudy out there. On Fridays, or most Fridays, my team and I, we hump our packs. And now we are joined by the women. We walk up and down the Namusi Hills. It's good for the soul, but it's very painful for the body. So I welcome any of you to join us. I've been having problems trying to persuade some of my colleagues, some of my friends to join us. But I have been assured, Honorable Minister, by Minister Mersini, Minister Usamati, and the Health Minister himself, that they would like to join us one day. Go for a walk, so. Anyway, that's an aside, but my second responsibility, I am the chief advocate for promoting the government issue of planting trees. So you can have a look around the compound. We're running out of space. We go around planting trees here and elsewhere. This is in line with the government's wish to plant a lot of trees within the next couple of years. And the last one is something which I'm very proud of, is the fact that as a farmer, I am very passionate about planting. So we plant. When we come back from our morning walks or PT, we have breakfast, and my team and I spend another hour or two. But the good thing about the COVID-19 over the last couple of months is that we have a lot of time on our hands. So we've been planting dalo, yams, tapioca, you name it. Anything that we'd like to plant, we plant. So if you come through this way, you'll notice that the flower beds, there are a lot of popo trees in between. My wife asked me, why are you planting all these popo trees in the middle of my rose garden? I said, my dear, we don't eat the roses, but we will eat the popo. So, does that make sense to you? Anyway, so that's now very briefly some of things I do in addition to being the president. Now I know we're all hungry. My wife is making some science and English. I like to talk. I'm paid, to talk. But I realize that we got time against us. You have a flight to catch, and we don't want to disappoint the chef by not allowing you to sample all the goodies out there. So I'll end this presentation very shortly. Now, friends, students, your parents, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Minister, and senior officials, now we are blessed. As you all know, Fiji is blessed with very fertile soil and a pristine environment that provide all of us with the natural resources to sustain us on a daily basis. Now, in that regard, therefore, you and I have an obligation to preserve our present environment and resources, and it is in this regard that I would like to appeal to you, the young people of today, you the students, our children of today, as you will be our leaders of tomorrow. We need you to work hard, more importantly, appreciate what we have for the sake of our present and future generations of Fijians. Today is a special day indeed for all of you. And I hope that you've enjoyed your visit and have a safe trip back home to where you came from. And on behalf of government and all Fijians, I'd like to once again thank you and congratulate you for what you've done. At this stage, it would be remiss of me also if I do not also acknowledge and commend the efforts of the Honourable Minister and your staff, ma'am, for ensuring that our children are kept abreast of the current learning tools available in education. Thank you for all the hard work. Additionally, I would like to thank the Director General of Digital Government Transformation, Bo, you and the hard-working team, for your good work in connecting all of us through the virtual communications program. I look forward to learning more about it because I believe that's the way we're going. It's all high-tech. I'm a simple infantryman, so I'm from the old school. And last but not least, I wish to acknowledge and thank the sponsors providing the prizes. I've been told that there are a lot of good learning tools that you're going to be presented with, and thank you, sir. And Vodafone team, Mr. Prasad, Nawalewu Danewal. Congratulations once again, and thank you for your insight, students. Forward-thinking submissions that were sent in, resulting in you being rewarded with your well-deserved prizes and the opportunity to visit us today. May God bless you all and bless our beloved nation. Nawalewu Danewal Sukriya Fayakshan. Thank you.
Thank you, Jioji. Can we have the teacher representative from Can we have the
Thank you.
Enia, Tadesh, Fatim, Akshil, and Samson.